Hey guys, good morning. It is Friday and Debbie, Tropical Depression Debbie, is over DC right now. We just got a tornado warning down on the southern end of the city. Radar indicated something, so let's go see what we can see here. There's the water gate, and we are flooding big time. Okay guys, we're down by the Kennedy Center because we got some significant flooding on Rock Creek Park here. There's a storm drain outflow that's just backed up because the river is so high. It just can't push water into the river. So let's go get some photos of this. As Rock Creek is under several inches of water right now. We've had a couple tornado warnings, but actually it's cleared up in the last, it's not actually raining right now. You know how big storms, they have bands and whatnot. Well, this is a band that just went through and now it's cleared up. Here's this outflow. Oh, this is going to be funny. Now we got a photo of that. Never drive through standing water, people. I hate to say it, but this doesn't smell just like storm water. It smells much, much worse. That's the manhole cover. You guys see that? Just lifting that manhole cover right off the thing. Alright, we've had to walk all the way under the Kennedy Center, about a couple hundred yards from where the vent is, because we want to get across the street, but we don't want to step in this water, because probably have to get a shot if you step in this water. This is not just rainwater, guys. DC has a combined sewer system where the sewage and the rainwater is mixed together. And when it overflows like this, well, yeah. You can see the water is still progressing down this street. It's still actually moving. A couple inches per second.
Okay. 11.
Okay, well, the big rain passed. We had a couple tornado warnings, but no tornadoes. We've had a lot of trees down, some flash flooding, so I'm running around getting photos and videos of that. I'm gonna go over to Adams Morgan. We had a report of a tree into a house. I know what engine company 21 responded, but I don't know which house. I know their general area, so we're just gonna go wander around there and see what we can see. Power line's down over there, up here in northwest DC. Hey guys, the rain has stopped. Yeah, it has cooled off. Well, it hasn't really cooled off, it's actually hot, but the weather has mellowed out a bit. And we're on a bike riding around downtown DC, just seeing what we can see. In fact, I think we just saw some police activity, so maybe we'll chase some police cars for a bit and see what that's all about. But other than that, we got not a whole lot to do on a Friday, so I thought, let's just wander, yeah? Okay, we are up near DuPont Circle area of DC. Bunch of scooter guys looking to make some deliveries for dinner. Just up ahead here, I saw some police cars earlier go around this corner. I'm not sure if they're still there, but I thought, let's go check it out. Because we got so much else. That's USC over there, University of Southern California, Capitol Campus. As I mentioned, many schools have campuses here in DC. Here's the police car. What's going on? I think it's a bicycle theft. Yep, it was a bicycle theft. I heard the woman talking to the cop. She was so thankful that they found the bike. So they recovered a stolen bicycle. That's pretty good. They have a lot of units up in this retail area. They have a lot of retail theft, you know, shoplifters and stuff. So they have a lot of undercovers up here trying to stop that. Not always working, of course, but they helped that gal get her bike back. That's cool. All right, let's make our way down the street a bit. I don't know if they got the guy who stole the bike or the girl who stole the bike. A story for another day. What is this, New Hampshire? Yeah, let's go down New Hampshire Avenue and talk about jazz for a bit, yeah? Okay, we're at New Hampshire and 21st Street. And there's someone having a mental health crisis. We're church here on Ward Place Northwest. And hang on a second. Try not to get hit by the truck. It is a one-way street. There we go. That's why that big brown building on the right, that's the post office. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Not because it's the post office, but because this is the birthplace of Duke Ellington, 2121 Ward Street. See up there, there's a big painting of Duke Ellington up there. It is now a post office, but at the time it was Duke Ellington's mother-in-law's house, and or grandmother-in-law, I guess. And that's where Duke Ellington was born, on a dining room table, someone said. Now, Duke Ellington lived all over DC. There are several houses that are known as Duke Ellington's house, but that's the one where he was born. It's been torn down, now it's a post office, but they still have some memorial markers up there. All right, let's cut around the rest of the city today down here in the West End and see what we can see. All right, we're crossing over Rock Creek Parkway, which is a tad flooded right now, but it is low tide coming up. Let's head down to the river, see what the rain has done to the river levels. I know that the flood barriers went up around Washington Harbor, as they normally do for heavy rains. But so I think low tide is tonight about 6 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock right now, so the water should be down a bit right now. Police car over there. I wonder if there's a dignitary staying there. Possible. That's where they like to stay. All right, down M Street we go. Let's try not to get killed. All right, we had to stop for a bit because, well, in driving down M Street in rush hour is not exactly the safest thing in the world to do. So this big building over here, this used to be Barnes & Noble, then it became a Nike store, and now it's going to become a Barnes & Noble again, yeah? Anyone who grew up here in the 80s, 90s, or whatever. Actually, in the 80s, it was a movie theater. And then the 90s, it was a Barnes & Noble. And the aughts, it was a Barnes & Noble. And then it became a Nike store, and now it's a Barnes & Noble again. Which is good, because Georgetown doesn't really have a bookstore, which is sad for a city that's as book crazy as DC. Oh, that's Moby Dick's House of Kebab. Pretty good kebabs. And down there is Blues Alley, which has the bar called Blues Alley, which is like one of the top jazz and blues clubs in the country, actually. So if you come to DC and you like that, that's the place to go. I went over the canal. The canal is messed up. Oh, what's up with this canal? It's like every other year there's no water in it. Let's go down here. All right, this is a park along the Georgetown River, but it should give us a nice view of the water levels. It does look a bit at flood stage, a little bit higher than normal right now. It's not that high. Like I said, we're low tide, and the tide was a couple feet. There's the Key Bridge down there. And here's the fountain. On a nice warm day, you'd have a bunch of kids running through it. But today, it's just water. All right, well, let's go down here and see what we can see. So down here is the Washington Harbor complex, or Georgetown Harbor. Yeah, Washington Harbor. And interestingly, it has a flood wall that pops up. It's like 12-foot high flood wall. Yeah, you can see some remnants of it over there, but I think they've actually deactivated the flood wall. Oh no, it's up, it's up. It's just not up down here. So let's go down, yeah. The flood wall is up around the low-lying portions of Washington Harbor, just not the restaurant portions. That guy's biking, I'm gonna bike. So Biden went here for dinner once, Fiola Mare, it's like this Italian seafood or something. And here you can see the flood walls. So they pull these up anytime there is high water projected, and high water this was all underwater earlier today. You can see the flotsam all piled up there. And these flood walls protect Washington Harbor, which is a multi-$100 million project. $200 million, I think it cost to build this 20, 30 years ago. So, all right. Let's head on up. Now I got reports there was a huge trash island floating in the Potomac earlier today, but I think it's gone away. I have to go look for that. Let's go down river, yeah? Oh, here's that big pile of goo. Yuck. So there's a giant trash island that has formed right out there in the Potomac. That is the flotsam and jetsam. Ugh. All the stuff that came down Rock Creek and washed into the Potomac. It's now here in this corner. It's probably going to wash up at low tide. Let's go get a better look at that. This is where I was earlier today, where I showed you those cars flooding. Okay, there you go, guys. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. That's the flotsam and jetsam. What's the difference? I can't remember. Of all the creeks and tributaries pumped out into the Potomac. Mostly looks biodegradable, but some of it is junk. All right, that is the remnants of Tropical Depression Debby after it hits DC. Let's go down to the National Mall. Trying to remember where I parked my car. It's downtown somewhere. So let's just pedal around and make our way back to our car. So one of the reasons we saw that manhole cover basically gurgling up is because DC sewage and DC storm drains share a common pipe, or did share a common pipe throughout much of the city. That's changing, and that's what's going on up here. This is part of a big dig to separate the sewage from the storm water. And they have a gigantic pipe going down through this park and on its way to what's called the Blue Plains facility, which is on the south end of town. It really smells quite bad. They're going to try to get all the raw effluent to go down through that pipe system rather than through the storm waters and into the Potomac. So maybe in a year or two, what you saw today, you won't see again. Who knows? All right, let's head over to Lincoln Memorial, yeah? All right, we just made the light. It works. So there is your Lincoln Memorial under construction until 2026. July 4th, 2026 will be the grand reopening as part of our nation's 250th birthday. Yeah, I remember the 200th birthday. Now it's going to be 250. I was just talking to someone about that. I remember there was a certain level of patriotism for the bicentennial, even though we were in the middle of Nixon resigning and Watergate and Vietnam and all that. There's still this kind of a patriotic year 1976 was. We'll see what 2026 will end up. 250 isn't as cool as 300, but it's still pretty significant. Over there is the horse barn. That's for the Park Police Mounted Division. That's their forward operating base. They have another barn in Rock Creek where they do all their training and keep most of the horses. There's the Forrest Gump reflecting pool. And let's head up to the Washington Monument. Okay, we're at the Lincoln Memorial, crashing people's photos. And we're going to make our way over to the White House, which is just over there, not a couple of blocks. What's that? Oh, no. I thought there was a line across the ellipse, but it was actually the gate. And the gate's at the entrance there. The arms went up. Okay. What's he doing there? Presence of a Secret Service cruiser and bike in the middle of the road is slightly odd. Maybe they're just chatting. Maybe there's a motorcade, but there's nobody here for a motorcade, not even the First Lady. No, they're just chatting. Let's make our way up around the White House. Oh yeah, so over there, the National World War I Memorial, they're getting ready to install the actual sculpture. Has it arrived yet? I think, when's that going to be on? Veterans Day maybe? Memorial Day? Hey. So, every day at 5 o'clock, they have a bugler come out dressed in a World War I uniform and plays taps. I've already missed it for today. But they're getting ready to install the new sculpture down here, which, what day is that going to come out? They don't have a date for when they're going to release that. Oh, let's go down this thing. Oh, that tree was really wet. So this is Pershing Square. And I'm almost down. There's Blackjack Pershing. Pershing Square predates the World War I Memorial. It was here originally, and then they decided to sort of expand the square into the World War I Memorial. And we can't really see, but it does look like the sculpture has arrived. It's just under wraps, and they're still putting it in. Maybe they're missing a few pieces. But I will bring you back down here, hopefully for the unveiling, and if not after that. That should be pretty cool. All right, let's head over to the White House again. Okay, we are almost back to the White House here at New York Avenue and 15th Street. A lot of tourists coming across. We're gonna actually have to stop, try to obey some traffic laws briefly. Nah, we didn't stop, we just slowed down. Through these bollards. These ones are really tight. Oof, I feel I'm gonna wreck. There's a big crowd out here today. It's a Friday, I guess. All the tourists out and about. I don't know when Biden gets back. I think it's Monday. We'll figure that out. Put in for our credentials. Yeah, it is Friday. I should do my credential request for next week. A lot of tourists out here. One or two. There's a Gaza protest. The old guy who's protesting all the time. What else we got? Not a lot of protests today. Quite a bunch of tour groups. They're all lining up to take their picture. Sometimes it's faster just to go fast, and then people get out of your way. Oh yeah, this is still open. Lafayette Park, pretty chill day. West wing of the White House, very chill day. In fact, they had like a noon call time in Delaware, then they pushed it back to 1. I think they pushed it back to 4. So I guess they're not doing anything in Delaware today. And he had to drive to the beach. So he flew to Wilmington for an event, and then he flew from Wilmington to Dover, a flight of about 9 minutes or something like that. And then he had to drive from Dover to Rehoboth because the weather was so bad. Okay guys, that is Washington, D.C. on a Friday. Pretty boring, I know, but whatever. Maybe you'll see me this weekend, maybe you won't, I don't know. But we'll definitely be back next week showing you what's going on in the big city in the quiet August. All right, see you guys, see you soon.